Hare Krishna, Namaste, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me here today. I really appreciate your support. My name is Haridam. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and share. I hope you enjoyed my videos last week. There were 3. If you haven't seen them, check them out. Sign the petitions. They'll be in the description box eventually if they're not now. Last week we discussed part 10 of vegetarianism in the Bible regarding Boram and him beating his donkey from Numbers. Now we're going to discuss part 11, where we go into sacrifices mentioned in the Bible. What context, why was sacrifices ordained by God? Is it a misconception? And whatnot. So please comment, rate, and share. Subscribe if you don't like something, even if you hate it, even rate it. Hope to hear from you. Comment, rate, and share. Subscribe. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So earlier we just discussed the concept of God having mercy on animals and not wanting us to abuse them with the story of Balaam in Numbers. The idea of animal rights being expressed in the Bible comes under fire from those who point to instances of animal sacrifices. Now, there are many mentionings of animal sacrifices in the Bible, yes. But if we think about it, how can a merciful God command us to sacrifice animals? The truth of the matter is we are not supposed to sacrifice animals. God does not command people to do this. The truth is, in Moses' time, after the Jews came out of Egypt, God allowed animal sacrifices for that time period. The great Jewish philosopher Abramelin believed animal sacrifice was briefly allowed by God in order to end the adultery the Jews practiced in Egypt. He cited a Jewish writing that indicated the Jews had become accustomed to sacrifices in Egypt. To wean them from these adulterous practices, God tolerated the sacrifices but commanded that they be offered in one central sanctuary. Thereupon the Holy One, blessed be He, said, "Let them at all times offer their sacrifices before me in their tabernacle, and they will be weaned from adultery and thus be saved." Rabbi H. Hertz, The Pentateuch and Haftorah, page 562. This was after the Jews had come out of Egypt. One Jewish theologian indicated that God did not want the Israelites to bring sacrifices. It was their choice. He based this on a biblical verse read on the Sabbath when the book of Leviticus, which discusses sacrifices, is read. Isaiah 43:23. I have not burdened thee with the meal offering, nor wearied thee with frankincense. The Bible teaches that animal sacrifices were voluntary. Many have taken the scriptures to mean that we must sacrifice animals in order to please God. This is not what pleases God. We are commanded to obey His laws. This can be seen in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah 7:22-23. For I spoke not unto your fathers, nor commanded them on the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing I commanded them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your God, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. God never commanded us to sacrifice animals. His message was to obey my voice. Nowhere in the 10 Commandments is there any reference to sacrifice. And even when sacrifices are first mentioned, Leviticus 1:2, the expression used is, when any man of you bringeth any offering. The first Hebrew word ki being literally if, implying that it was a voluntary act. I say it again, animal sacrifices were never a law of God. In fact, God prefers we don't sacrifice animals. This is what is meant to do charity and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Proverbs 21:3. Also in Hosea 6:6, God said, What I want is mercy, not sacrifice. As was stated before, animal sacrifices were permitted only for a brief time after the exodus from Egypt. After that, God began to hate animal sacrifice. Consider the following verses from the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 1:11-16. The multitude of your sacrifices, what are they to me, says the Lord? I have more than enough of burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fattened animals. I have no pleasure in the blood of bulls and lambs and goats. When you come to appear before me, who asked this of you? This trampling of my courts. Stop bringing meaningless offerings. Your incense is detestable to me. New moons, Sabbaths, and convocations. I cannot bear your evil assemblies. Your new moon festivals and your appointed feasts my soul hates. They have become a burden to me. I am weary of bearing them. When you spread out your hands in prayer, I will hide my eyes from you. Even if you offer many prayers, I will not listen. Your hands are full of blood. Wash and make yourselves clean. Take your evil deeds out of my sight. Stop doing wrong.